Hi guys, welcome back. If this is your first time here, I'm Chantel Purcell, and it's been 8 days since I started reconstruction surgery for breast cancer or from breast cancer. And so if you are new, I'll invite you to go back and feel free to watch some previous videos that'll explain everything up until 8 days ago and kind of catch you up on how we got to where we are today. And because today I'm just going to kind of like roll forward with an update and talk to you a little about the surgery I had and what the last 8 days has been like. So yeah, so I'm happy to say, okay, so starting with today, my 8th day, I got my first shower and I got to wash my hair, so I felt amazing. So got to like wash my hair, put a little makeup on, I feel human. Before today, not so cute. But anyway, so the surgery went really well. I had my first follow-up visit with the surgeon yesterday, and he said all the incisions look exactly like how they should look. So he's pleased. He said everything looks good. I still have my drains, which I'll show you in a moment. And they took the bandaging off all of the incisions, so I actually saw all the incisions for the first time. It's not easy, but you know, just little baby steps we have to make to get forward through this whole process. I had my first fill yesterday, so during surgery, I don't know exactly the number, I think it was like either 60 or 90 cc's of saline that they put in during surgery. So I had little bumps, and and then yesterday they added 30 cc's, which is not that much, but he said I will get another fill in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks I'll add actually more than the 30 cc's. So yesterday I grew a little bit. So kind of show you, at least you'll get a baseline like now. And then we'll just kind of like see how this whole process goes. So if you're following behind me, this is why I'm sharing, just to kind of give you a little idea. There's like a little bit to look at now. So rather than being like completely flat like it was before, there's like a little bit of bumps there. So that's exciting. Was gonna show a couple of things for the ladies who may be following behind me. So one thing is are the drains, and something they gave me at the hospital that's really helpful, and I actually had it for my mastectomy surgery as well. When we have to have the drains, the hospital gave me a belt that you can actually buy it online. I think it's like mastectomy drain belt. If you Google that, I'll try to find the link and link it below in the comments. But it's been really helpful for me. It's this little thing. So it's just one simple little belt with this little clasp. It's super easy to do. No, I can't get it undone. It's super easy to do. There we go. Super easy to do, there we go. And the little drains have, they have little loops on them, and so the belt literally just slides through. So you could probably use like any belt. This one's adjustable. I've trimmed it to fit me. And the good thing is that it holds the drains kind of comfortably at your waist. And but the one thing you have to be careful of is are the drain tubes. So I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So on my side, there are drains coming out of both sides. I'm just going to show you one for simplicity. We have this long tube that goes to the bulb. So here's the deal. If you can imagine, what you don't want to have happen is walking past a doorknob with this loose tube that's barely stitched into your side. I don't think I even have to explain the rest of it. So the important thing is keeping these tubes under wraps. So the belt holds the bulbs really well, the drain bulbs. So what I've done is I use like a zipper hoodie with a fitted waistband, and I'm gonna insert like a little video clip right now to kind of show you how I use the waistband, that you can kind of like roll the drains and the tubing up underneath so that it's sort of tucked in the bottom part of the band. very helpful for me. So just thought I would share that. So hopefully you found that video helpful. If you are a little squeamish, stop watching now because I'm gonna show a little bit of the actual incisions. So I don't want anyone like fainting or getting sick, not on my watch. So if you are squeamish, please stop watching now. And if you are following behind or have a loved one who is, or just kind of curious how all of this works, please keep watching. And I'm gonna show a little bit of the incisions and sort of what you might be able to expect in your own situation. Now, with that said, is my particular type of reconstruction was a little bit more extensive than some reconstructions. Most women are able to go into the hospital, have their mastectomies, and actually have immediate reconstruction. And I wasn't a candidate for that. They also are able to do, different types of techniques where some are skin sparing, some are nipple sparing. This might be a little TMI, but mine was neither of those. I wasn't able to do it right away, and I wasn't able to spare any of the skin. So those are sort of the reasons why they needed to bring in some additional skin to make room to have a pocket to actually put in the tissue expander, so then we can sort of stretch the skin. And so anyway, I'll show you a little tiny bit. So what I'll share is just what you would see if I were wearing just a normal V-neck shirt in my current state. So it's just gonna be about like this. That's a normal kind of V-neck shirt. You can see there's a little darkness there. So I'll go a little further over. You can see a little of what I'm talking about. So these are actually in the shape of kind of like, they refer to it as like an eye on either side. And they are dark, the incisions right now are very dark. The reason for that is because there are stitches underneath the skin, and then there's surgical glue, which is actually clear. And then through the surgical glue, you can actually see the darkness is, at surgery, they mark you up with like the marker and stuff. So you see a lot of that still, as well as just dried blood. So as I start showering and stuff daily, it will start wearing off and it'll be a little less gross looking, but right now it's like a little dark. So again, if you're following behind me, just know that, these are just some of the little steps that we take toward going through this whole journey. But for some people who may not totally understand, and they think about, breast cancer reconstruction as being like a boob job or breast augmentation, this kind of helps to hopefully explain a little that it's not that. What our goal is to recreate something that is similar to a breast that can make us kind of feel a little more curvy and a little more feminine and finished and whole and whatever words you want to assign to it. But for me, those are some of the key words and the key reasons why I'm doing this. And then in my situation, like I said, I also did have to have the Latissimus skin and muscle. So I can show, I'm still like a week in, so I don't have full mobility, but I'll do what I can here. So hopefully this kind of helps to show a little bit of the incision of what they needed to do to take the skin and that muscle, a little tangled up in my jacket now, to bring it around to the front. So the surgery itself is a little extensive. So I'm going to talk a little about the pain level. Initially, the first few days, I'm not going to lie, it was painful. And I think a lot of the pain comes from these drains coming out of the sides. Oddly enough, it's probably, it's part of the most painful part of the process are these drains. So you can kind of feel the skin stretching is it's just a unique type of pain. So initially I did use the pain pills and muscle relaxers faithfully for like the first several days. Probably about the first 4 days or so, I took pain meds faithfully, like every 6 hours, staying on top of it. So they say if you kind of stay ahead of the pain, is what they recommend, and I did exactly that. So by about day 5 or so, I started backing off of the pain meds a little bit, just so I could sort of assess my pain level. So while it's good to stay on top of the, trying to put my jacket on, while it's good to stay on top of the pain and sort of ahead of the pain the first several days, it's also important to know to be able to kind of start backing off and when it's appropriate for you. Of course, we've just been through major surgery, so we need to utilize these pain medications and the muscle relaxers as needed, when we do need them. But sadly enough, this is also an opportunity when people who turn to these medications who totally need them, but it can also be addicting. So they have a difficult time coming off of them. So I think it's really smart for us to sort of back away from them after a few days, reassess our actual pain level and see what we really need. We can go back on them fully, or you might find that you're able to kind of use them a little less and less, and which has been my situation the last couple of days. I've been able to really use the pain pills and the muscle relaxer a lot less. So that's a good thing. I think that's about it, you guys. So just wanted to give a little update as to where I am now, and we will have another follow-up visit 1 week from now with a surgeon, and then in 2 weeks we are supposed to get all of us, we're going to get another fill, and he said it's going to be more than 30 cc's. So my plan is to try to videotape that. Okay, I have to say, like, I'm like a kid now. I'm like, can you actually watch them grow? So that's my question. You may be asking the same thing too. We're gonna find out, and if we can, we're gonna watch it on video, and I might just try to share that with you. So anyways, stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and you can get notified as soon as new videos are updated. And thank you for watching and following along. If you are a warrior sister or know someone who is, I just want to send my heartfelt love and warrior strength to you to just power through your fight. And for all of us, just live your best life. And until next time, my friends, much love. Thanks.